Happy Halloween, everyone. Today I bring you the scariest team in NHL 23. There's a lot of ways I could have done this, but I went with the scariest shots, the scariest hitters, and just all around scary dudes. I feel like the person I have to explain the most here is Brandon Tanev, but I mean, if you look into his eyes, do I really have to explain? That is quite literally my sleep paralysis demon in the corner of my room every night. This team only has one true center, and that is Jason Arnott at a whopping 6'5". The captain, the most fitting person to be here, Alexander Ovechkin, fourth all-time leader in hits, one of the best shots of all time, definition of scary. One thing I didn't do is go with scary speed. I could have had McDavid here, Barzell. We focused on shooting and hitting, all that fun stuff. Brett Hall, another deadly shooter. Easily top 5 best shots of all time. Brent Burns is an interesting one because not only is he 6'5", another tall individual, he used to play forward at the start of his career, so we're bringing that Brent Burns back. We're slapping him on the wing. We're seeing how much domination he can cause. I want to either put Tom Wilson or Brad Marchand on here. I decided to go with Tom Wilson. Brad Marchand's mostly just annoying. Tom Wilson does not mess around. He will mess you up. Marchand just kind of licks people nowadays. Third line, we have Cal Clutterbuck, second all-time hits leader. Number 1 being Dustin Brown, who is not in the game. To be fair, I didn't look too hard, but I couldn't find him. Ty Domi is Ty Domi. Countless classic moments, whether it be with players or fans. Ty Domi is an absolute menace, and I love it. We got Milan Lucic out here. And Paul Bissonnette, I mean, obviously had to be here. Matt Martin up there, one of the leaders in hits of all time. And then Ryan Reeves. Ryan Reeves is the definition of a true grinder. And he hit the dab once, which was pretty epic. My favorite part of this team, though, is defense. We have the hardest shooting defenseman you could ever ask for. Every man on this team's defense has won the hardest shot competition, except for Pronger, but it's Chris friggin' Pronger, 6'6". Also a cannon of a shot. He will be paired up with Al McInnes on our first line. We got Adrian Aucoin and Al Iafrate on the second line, and Chara and Weber on the third line. They friggin' massacred Shea Weber, 70 overall because he's injured. And goalies, the inspiration that made me think of doing this in the first place, Gills or Gillies, I'm honestly not even sure, Villamore, with the best scary mask that I could find in the game. Every time I see him, I think of doing something like this, and we're finally doing it. Not as good overall as Ron Hextall, who obviously had to be the backup of this team, but he might end up starting. So whenever I put a better overall goalie in the backup position, the game always starts them. Even though I do everything right that I'm supposed to do to make the goalie that I put in the starting position start, they never do. Hopefully that changes today. The theme team is back. They have relocated. They've got a new logo. We are now the Tennessee theme team, as you can see. And we're doing things differently this year. No 3 seasons, no baloney. 1 season only. Every team gets 1 try to win the Stanley Cup. And then, like always, you guys will get to vote for the MVP of the team. And once we've done 20 teams, we'll put them all together and make 1 super team of all our theme team MVPs. Without further ado, the Tennessee theme team will be making their debut. See if we can make the playoffs in our very first team. First theme team finishes 51-24-7, 109 points, tied for first in the entire league. In terms of points, Alexander Ovechkin led our team with 115, all had 108. Then it drops all the way down to 81 for Arnott, and then it drops all the way down to 56 for Burns. So the first line kind of carried a bit. And Tom Wilson had 55, McInnes had 54, Tanev had 45, Pronger had 43, and Lucic had 42. If we're looking at goals, Brett Hall with 53 to lead the team, 45 for Ovi, then 21 for Burns, 20 for McInnes on D, 19 for Arnott, 18 for Tanev, 17 for Lucic, 13 for Wilson, and 12 for Domi. Burns on forward did end up being our best defenseman for goals and points. In terms of true defensemen, Al McInnes led with 20 goals, 54 points. Pronger had 43 points, Iafrate had 34, Aucoin had 24, Chara had 16, and Weber had 15. Definitely not a bad showing there. Now, I'm pretty sure Ron Hextall did start, which he did, which I'm fine with. I think that's what we need for this team to win realistically. Villamore only winning 10 games and 21 played. An 8.96 save percentage and a 3.03 goals against average. Not great, but Hextall, 9.11 save percentage, 2.51 goals against average, 41 wins in 65 games played. That is way better. He also had 3 shutouts. And there was 1 goalie goal, and it was Philip Grubauer in Seattle. Ovechkin led the entire league in points with 115, but Hall did not lead the league in goals. The real Alex Ovechkin on Washington led, and then Nathan McKinnon also tied him as well, both with 55. It's playoff time, baby. We're facing Vancouver in the first round. This team should specialize in playoff play. We're going to get down and dirty with it. Thought I already simmed game 1 somehow, but we played Vancouver in our final game of the season, and we won 5-2, so that's going to be great for us. First 3 games of the series are a win, a loss, and a win, so we are up 2-1 2-1. Game number 4, take a 3-1 series lead, but we cannot. They tie the series. Means game 5 is super important. I mean, game 5 is always super important, and we take the L, which means we're going to take the fancy simulation route, sim period by period, and then watch the third period if the game is close. Period number 1 is 2-0 for us. Ovechkin and Clutterbuck going on Demko. Period number 2, they make it a 1-goal game. Thomas, I almost said Thomas. Why did I almost say Thomas Hertl? Brock Besser scores on Hextall. We play the third period. We need to win this game. Our season is over. And Lucic buries to make it a 2-goal lead. Game 7 looking highly likely. We're on the power play. Only 7-6. 5 minutes remaining. It goes really fast at 8 times speed. They do make it a 1-goal game, though. Travis Dermott, they're only 1 goal away from forcing overtime, but it doesn't happen. Iafrate puts it in the empty net, and we move on to game 7. First period is a tie of 0-0. 0 goals in the first. Second period, they take the 1-0 lead. Bo Horvat. If we cannot score in the third period, our season is over. In the first, now we need 2 goals. Mikheyev buries. This is not good. I mean, this is kind of how I expected it to go, but first round exit is pretty heartbreaking. Brent Burns on the wing buries. We only need 1 more goal to force an OT, but we can't get it done. 5 minutes remaining, and Brock Besser with the dagger, and the scariest team in the league might not be out. Hold on. No, it's done. Okay, I thought maybe an endgame comeback, but not to be. We lose in 7 to Vancouver. You know how embarrassing that is with how they're playing right now? That is terrible. We have a lot of 70-something overalls. I didn't really expect to win the cup. I was very interested to see how much Ovechkin and Hull could carry. The end is Edmonton versus the Rangers in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the winner is Game 7. I don't know who the winner is yet. Let me find out. The New York Rangers win in 7, defeating Connor McDavid. His dreams of a Stanley Cup championship ring are still unearned. In terms of the boys, 7 games played, 8 points for Hull and Ovechkin to lead the team. Lucic had 6 with 3 goals, man. 5 for Burns, 5 for Pronger, 5 for Arnott, 3 for Wilson, 3 for McInnes, and 2 for Reeves. In terms of goals, no one passed 3. Hull, Lucic, and Ovi all had 3. Iafrate, Reeves, and Wilson all had 2, and then Pronger, Clutterbuck, Burns, Arnott all had 1, and then no one else on the team scored. Brandon Tanev was literally useless at -3, no points. What are you doing? Stop looking at me like that. Ron Hextall at 914 save percentage at 2.88 goals against average. Not exactly his fault. And we had a really good defense in front of him. We just couldn't score, which I guess makes sense, but it's pretty heartbreaking. Burns and Pronger, like we said, with 1 goal, and Iafrate with 2. No points for Shea Weber. I mean, he's a 70 overall, a -5. -5 for Chara as well. The final thing to go over is awards. Ovechkin winning the Art Ross and the Hart Memorial Trophy. James Norris goes to Makar, unsurprisingly. Lady Bing, Hull, Calder, Perfetti. Conn Smythe is Adam Fox, Vezina, Anderson, William M. Jennings, Francouz. Nizov wins the Bill Masterson. Frank J. Selke is still Bergeron's trophy. And the Ted Lindsay, Ovechkin, Maurice Rocket, Richard, Nathan McKinnon. So my version of the scariest team in the NHL doesn't pan out very good. We are eliminated in the first round. Let me know what you guys would make as your scariest team ever. Whether it's speed, shot, hitting. Let me know down below who you guys think the MVP deserves to be. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.